You're sabotaging yourself. Did you know that? It's not luck, it's not the system, it's not other people. You're doing it right now, every day. And the worst part, you're probably engaging in the 10 behaviors I'm about to reveal in the next few minutes. The same 10 behaviors that keep 99% of people poor, unhappy, and trapped. But here's what few people know. When you identify these behaviors, you gain the power to stop. And when you stop, your life changes completely. In the next few minutes, you will find out the behavior you exhibit every day is stealing your future, why you can never get anywhere, and how to get out. The truth about money that nobody told you, how most people sabotage their own dreams without realizing it, and the secret that separates those who win from those who are left behind. This knowledge is rare. Few reach this point, but you have. And if you stay until the end, your perspective on life will change forever. So come with me. Let's uncover the 10 self-sabotaging behaviors that are destroying your life. Chapter 1. Personal action is essential. There's a peculiar silence that takes over the life of those who wait. It's not the silence of peace, but the silence of paralysis. It's that moment when you wake up, look in the mirror, and feel that something should be different, but you have no idea where to begin. The truth that few want to hear is this: life doesn't organize itself. No one wakes up one day and discovers that their genuine happiness has been delivered to their door like a package. It doesn't work that way. There is a biblical passage that resonates through the centuries, and it speaks precisely to this. When God created man, he did not place him in a paradise where everything was already prepared. He placed him in a garden and said, "Cultivate it, take care of it." From the beginning, personal action was essential. Self-development is not a modern luxury. It is an ancestral calling. It is the difference between being a spectator of one's own life and being its protagonist. Think of a farmer. He doesn't plant a seed and wait for it to grow on its own while he sleeps. No, he wakes up early, prepares the soil, removes weeds, waters regularly, and protects the crop from predators. He understands that personal growth requires planning and conscious effort in the present. His harvest is the direct result of his actions today, not his desires of yesterday. Most people live as if they are waiting for a miracle that will not come. They desire life transformation, but do nothing different. They desire healthy habits, but continue with the same routines. They desire personal success, but don't invest a single hour in their own development. It's like asking God to change your life while you remain still. God doesn't work that way. He works through you, not despite you. Personal responsibility is the first step. When you accept that your life is the result of your choices, something changes internally. It's no longer the system's fault, the bosses, the families, or luck's. It's you. And yes, that's scary. But it's also liberating, because if you created the situation you're in, you can also create a different one. Let's be practical here. If you want to improve your quality of life, start today, not tomorrow. Today, choose one thing. It could be waking up 30 minutes earlier. It could be reading a book on spiritual development. I recommend The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg or Mindset by Carol Dweck. It could be meditating for 10 minutes. It could be writing your goals down on paper. One action, small but conscious. Because a growth mindset isn't born from grand gestures, it's born from small, repeated decisions. Procrastination is the silent enemy of action. It whispers that you can start tomorrow, that you need to be more prepared, that the moment isn't ideal, but the ideal moment never arrives. It's built through conscious action in the present. Every day you postpone is a day that someone more committed is moving forward. It's not competition, it's reality. There is a crucial difference between wishing and deciding. Wishing is passive. It's a beautiful feeling that costs nothing. Deciding is active. It's making a commitment to do something different, even when it's difficult. When you decide, you create a plan. When you create a plan, you act. When you act, you reap the rewards. It's a sequence as simple as it is powerful. The Bible says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." This isn't just about doing things well. It's about doing them with intention. It's about recognizing that every action you take matters, that every choice shapes who you are becoming. When you work on your self-awareness, your discipline, your positive mindset, you're not just improving your material life, you're honoring the call to growth that exists within you. Inner transformation begins with outward action. It may seem contradictory, but it's true. You don't wait to feel motivated to act. You act, and daily motivation follows. You don't wait to be ready. You become ready through practice. You don't wait for the perfect opportunity. You create opportunities through your conscious choices. So, right now, as you read this, there's something you know you should do. Something you've been putting off. Something that would make a difference in your life if you had the courage to start. Maybe it's seeking professional help. Maybe it's changing your diet. Maybe it's investing in education. Maybe it's simply saying no to something that no longer serves you. Whatever it is, know that the first step is always the hardest. But it's also the most important, because the life you desire isn't waiting for you somewhere far away. It's being built, brick by brick, choice by choice, action by action, right here, right now. And there's something more you need to understand about how these actions connect with what you consume, with the information you allow into your mind. Chapter 2. Conscious Media Consumption. There's a silent war happening right now. It's not a war of weapons or armies, but a war for your attention, your mind, your vital energy. And the battlefield, it's the screen you hold in your hand every day. The content you consume isn't neutral. It's not just passive entertainment. It's an invisible architect shaping your mindset, your beliefs, your fears, and your hopes. Understanding this is grasping one of the best-kept secrets about life transformation. Think of your mind as a garden. Everything you plant there will grow. If you plant seeds of fear, you will harvest anxiety. If you plant seeds of hatred, you will harvest resentment. If you plant seeds of hope and knowledge, you will harvest personal growth and holistic well-being. But here's the problem. Most people don't consciously choose what they plant. They simply open the app, scroll, and let anything into their minds. It's like letting someone into your house without knowing who they are or what they want. The Bible is clear about this. Guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Your heart, your mind, your conscience, all of that needs to be guarded, protected, because what goes in there doesn't easily come out. It stays, it settles, it shapes who you are. Let's be honest. Have you ever spent an entire hour watching random videos on YouTube and come away feeling empty? Have you ever scrolled through Instagram and come away feeling inadequate? Have you ever consumed news all day and come away anxious? This isn't by chance, it's by design. These platforms were created to keep you engaged, not to improve your quality of life. They profit from your time, your attention, your emotional energy. But here's the good news. You have the power. You can choose. Conscious media consumption isn't about deprivation. It's about being intentional. It's about prioritizing educational and uplifting programs that truly improve your life. And yes, that changes everything. Imagine two scenarios. In the first, a person wakes up, opens their phone, spends an hour watching random videos, then watches negative news while drinking coffee, then scrolls through social media while working. Their mind is fragmented, their energy is scattered, their mindset is being shaped by algorithms that don't care about them. In the second scenario, a person wakes up, meditates for 10 minutes, then watches an educational video on a topic that interests them. It could be about spiritual development, finances, health, then reads a chapter of an inspiring book. Their mind is focused, their energy is directed, their mindset is being shaped by conscious choices. Which of these people do you think will have more daily motivation? Which one will have more genuine happiness? Which one will have more clarity about their life purpose? The answer is obvious, but do you know why most people choose the first scenario? Because it's easy, because it doesn't require discipline, because procrastination whispers that you deserve to relax, that you can think about personal development later, but at later never comes. Let's talk about practical examples. If you want to improve your growth mindset, start consuming content that reinforces it. There are incredible YouTube channels about spiritual development, emotional intelligence, and healthy habits. There are podcasts about personal growth that you can listen to while exercising. There are books that will transform your life. I recommend The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, Atomic Habits by James Clear, and The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Each of these is a self-development tool that will change your perspective. But it's not just about adding good things. It's also about removing bad things. And here comes the hard part. You need to be honest with yourself. What content do you consume that doesn't serve you? What social media platforms make you anxious? What news programs make you depressed? What people do you follow who make you feel inadequate? Because each of these things is consuming your mental energy, your attention, your ability to focus on things that really matter. Quality of life isn't just determined by what you do. It's also determined by what you don't do, by the things you say no to, by the media you refuse to consume, by the videos you don't watch, by the toxic conversations you don't participate in. That's personal responsibility in action. There's a concept called digital detox that's gaining traction, and rightfully so. It means taking a conscious break from social media, videos, and notifications. Not necessarily forever, but for a period of time, a week, a month. And during that time, you fill the space with things that truly nourish your soul. Reading, meditation, deep conversations, time in nature, spiritual development. When you return to media consumption afterward, you return different. You return more selective. You return with more clarity about what deserves your attention. The Bible speaks of vigilance. Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. This is conscious media consumption. It's being attentive to what enters your mind. It's praying, reflecting, questioning. Does this bring me closer to who I want to be or push me further away? Does this fuel my growth or sabotage it? Does this contribute to my lasting happiness or just to momentary pleasure? Because here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. You are being manipulated. Your fears are being exploited. Your insecurities are being fed. Your emotions are being hacked. But only if you allow it. Only if you are not vigilant. Only if you don't make conscious choices about what enters your mind. And when you start being selective about what you consume, something changes. Your mindset changes. Your energy changes. Your perspective changes. You start seeing opportunities where before you only saw obstacles. You start feeling more hopeful. You start believing that change is possible. Because your mind is no longer being bombarded by messages of fear and inadequacy. But there's something deeper going on. Because when you start consuming content that edifies you, you also begin to notice something disturbing. How much negative, violent, and toxic content is out there. How fascinated people are by tragedies, by violence, by horror stories. And this leads you to an important question. Why are people drawn to this? And even more importantly, how can you protect yourself from this attraction? Hi there. I understand you're ready to proceed. I'll prepare a comprehensive overview of the topic we've been discussing. You can expect a detailed and helpful response. Perfect. Let's move on to Chapter 3. Chapter 3. Detoxification from tragedies. There's a voice inside you that whispers every time you see a tragic news story, a violent video, a horror story. That voice says, click, watch. You need to know. And you click, you watch. And then you stay there, trapped, consuming more and more negative content as if in a hypnotic trance. Hours pass, your energy drains, your emotional balance crumbles, and in the end, you feel empty, anxious, depressed. But why? Why do we do this? The answer lies in our neurobiology. Our brains evolved to pay attention to threats. When our ancestors lived on the savannah, paying attention to a lurking lion was the difference between life and death. So our brains developed an alert system that makes us pay attention to dangerous, frightening, negative things. It's a survival mechanism, but here's the problem. We live in a world where the threats are no longer lions. They are news of crimes, videos of accidents, stories of people who have suffered tragedies, and our brains, still operating with the software of the Savannah era, get stuck on these things. But there's more. There's an almost morbid fascination people have with tragedies. It's as if there's an addiction to negative content. Have you ever stopped to think about that? Why do news outlets focus so much on crimes, accidents, and disasters? Because it grabs attention, because people click, because there's a human fascination with the suffering of others. And media platforms know this. They exploit it, they feed it. Because the more negative content you consume, the more you come back for more. The Bible speaks about this in a surprisingly modern way. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. This isn't just beautiful spiritual advice. It's practical instruction about mental health, about what you should allow into your mind. Now, let's be clear. I'm not saying you should live in a bubble of denial. I'm not saying you should ignore real-world problems. But there's a difference between being informed and being obsessed. There's a difference between knowing about the problems and getting stuck in a cycle of consuming tragedies. The first is personal responsibility. The second is self-sabotage. Imagine someone who spends hours a day watching crime videos, reading news about disasters, consuming horror stories. What is the result? Do they become safer? No. They become more anxious. They become more paranoid. They see the world as a dangerous and hostile place. Their overall well-being is destroyed. Their mental health suffers. Their positive mindset disappears. And for what? Why did they do it? Here's the uncomfortable truth. You can't do anything about most of the tragedies you consume. You can't save the person who suffered the accident. You can't solve the crime. You can't prevent the disaster. All you do is absorb the negativity, the pain, the fear, and that destroys you from the inside. There's a concept called tragedy detox that's essential for your life transformation. It means taking a conscious break from negative content. It means avoiding the allure of violent news. It means protecting your emotional balance as if it were a precious treasure, because it is. Let's be practical. If you want to improve your mental health, start here. Set limits on news consumption. Don't watch the news all day. Choose a specific time, maybe 15 minutes in the morning, to stay informed about what's truly important. Then switch off. Don't go back. Don't keep scrolling for more negative news. Because every piece of news you consume beyond what you really need to know is a drain on your mental energy. Second, turn off news notifications. Seriously. Those notifications that arrive saying shocking crime or natural disaster, turn them all off. You don't need them. You won't miss anything important, and your mental health will improve dramatically. Third, when you feel that urge to click on a tragic video, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, Why do I want to see this? What do I hope to gain from it? How will I feel afterward? Most of the time, the answer will be, I don't know why, nothing. Worse. So don't click. Procrastination also appears here, but in a different form. It's the procrastination of self-care. It's postponing the moment when you'll stop consuming toxic content. It's saying, I'll stop tomorrow, while continuing to consume it today. But tomorrow never comes. Because addiction to negative content is real. It's as real as any other addiction. There's an interesting study that shows that people who consume a lot of negative news have higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. Your body literally goes into fight or flight mode every time you consume tragic news. Your heart beats faster, your breathing quickens, your nervous system goes on high alert. And if you do this all day, every day, your body never rests. It never recovers. This is slow destruction of your overall health. The Bible says, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Peace, emotional balance, tranquility. That's what you should be seeking. But how can you have peace if you are constantly feeding your mind with fear and violence? Here's what I want you to understand. Detoxing from tragedy isn't escapism. It's not denial. It's protection. It's you saying, my mental health matters, my overall well-being matters, my inner peace matters, and I'm not going to let algorithms and news outlets steal that from me. When you do this, something changes. You start to feel lighter, more hopeful, more capable, because your mind is no longer being bombarded by messages of fear and despair. You begin to notice the good things around you. You begin to believe that change is possible. You begin to feel more motivated to work on your own personal growth. But here's the interesting thing. When you stop consuming negative content, you start to notice something about the people around you. You start to notice how many of them are trapped in this cycle. How many of them are consuming tragedies all day long. How many of them are living with fear, anxiety, and paranoia. And you begin to understand that this is not by chance. It's a choice, or rather, it's a lack of choice. It's letting others decide what goes into your mind. And this leads you to an even deeper question. If you're not consciously choosing what goes into your mind, who is choosing for you? Who is controlling your attention, your energy, your emotions? Because someone is, and that person, or algorithm, or institution, doesn't care about your well-being. They only care about profit, power, and control. But there's something even more fundamental that you need to understand. Because when you stop blaming the outside world for your personal tragedies, when you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances, something profoundly changes within you. Chapter 4. Ending the victim mentality. There comes a moment in everyone's life when they need to make a choice. It's not an easy choice. In fact, it's one of the hardest choices you'll ever make. It's the moment when you need to decide whether you'll continue believing the world owes you something, or whether you'll take personal responsibility for your own life. It's the moment when you need to abandon the victim mentality. The victim mentality is seductive, it's comfortable, because if you're a victim, then nothing is your fault. If you're a victim, then you have the right to complain, to whine, to wait for someone to come and solve your problems. If you're a victim, then you don't need to do anything. You can simply wait for luck, wait for a miracle, wait for someone to take pity on you and change your life. But here's the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Nobody is coming. Nobody is going to solve your problems. Nobody owes you anything. The world owes you nothing. Life owes you nothing. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner your life will change. The Bible has a powerful story about this. It's the story of the man by the pool of Bethesda. He had been there for 38 years, paralyzed, waiting for someone to help him into the water to be healed. 38 years. Think about that. 38 years of waiting, And then Jesus comes and asks a simple question: do you want to be healed? And the man responds with a complaint: Sir, I have no one to put me into the water. He was so stuck in a victim mentality that he couldn't even imagine that he himself could do something. Jesus then says, get up, pick up your mat and walk. And the man gets up and walks. This story isn't about supernatural miracles. Well, it is, but it's not only that. It's about the moment you stop waiting for someone else to solve your problems and start solving them yourself. It's about the moment you stop complaining and start taking action. It's about the moment you take personal responsibility for your own life. Now, let's be clear. This doesn't mean you created all your problems. You may have been born into a dysfunctional family. You may have suffered abuse. You may have faced discrimination. You may have been unlucky. All of that may be true. But here's the crucial point. You are not responsible for what happened to you, but you are responsible for what you do with it. That's the difference between guilt and responsibility. Guilt is about the past. It's about what was done to you. Responsibility is about the present and the future. It's about what you're going to do now. And you have much more power over the present and the future than you have over the past. A growth mindset starts here. It starts when you stop saying, why did this happen to me? And start saying, what am I going to do about it? It starts when you stop looking for someone to blame and start looking for solutions. It starts when you stop waiting and start acting. Let's be practical. If you grew up in a poor family, you can complain about it for the rest of your life, or you can use it as fuel to create a better life. If you suffered rejection, you can become bitter, or you can use it to develop empathy and compassion. If you made mistakes in the past, you can punish yourself eternally, or you can learn from them and make better choices now. Which of these options will lead you to life transformation? Which one will lead you to genuine happiness? Which one will lead you to personal fulfillment? The answer is obvious. There's an important concept here called locus of control. Basically, it's the belief about how much you control your own life. People with an external locus of control believe their lives are controlled by external forces, luck, fate, other people. People with an internal locus of control believe their lives are controlled by their own actions and choices. And guess what? People with an internal locus of control are happier, more successful, healthier, because they take action, because they take personal responsibility. Now, here's the interesting thing. You can change your locus of control. You can train your mind to believe that you have power over your life. And how do you do that? Through action, through small victories, through taking responsibility for small things and then bigger things. Start here. Choose an area of your life that you've been complaining about. It could be your health, your finances, or your relationships. Now, instead of complaining, make a list of 3 things you can do to improve the situation. Not big things, small things. If it's health, it could be drinking more water, walking 20 minutes a day, going to bed earlier. If it's finances, it could be tracking your spending, cutting a subscription you don't use, researching ways to earn extra income. If it's relationships, it could be starting an honest conversation, listening without judgment, being more present. Now do these 3 things, not tomorrow, this week. And when you do, you'll notice something. You'll feel better. Not because the situation has drastically changed, but because you took action, because you took responsibility, because you stopped being a victim and started being an agent of change in your own life. The Bible speaks about this. A man reaps what he sows. This isn't punishment, it's simply how the universe works. If you sow complaints, you reap more reasons to complain. If you sow action, you reap results. If you sow personal responsibility, you reap personal growth. Now, there's something important I need to say. Abandoning the victim mentality doesn't mean being insensitive to real victims. It doesn't mean saying that people who have suffered injustices don't have the right to be angry or sad. It means recognizing that even in unjust situations, you still have power, you still have choices, you can still grow. And here's the paradox. When you stop seeing yourself as a victim, you develop more empathy for real victims. Because you understand that they also have power. You understand that they too can grow. You understand that compassion doesn't mean pity. It means recognizing the dignity and power of each person. Emotional intelligence begins here. It begins when you stop blaming and start understanding, when you stop complaining and start acting, when you stop waiting for the world to change and start changing yourself. Because here's the truth. The world won't change for you. People won't change for you. Circumstances won't change for you. But you can change. You can grow. You can evolve. And when you do that, everything around you starts to change because you're seeing with new eyes. You're acting with new power. You're living with new purpose. But there's something you need to understand about your body, about your physical health. Because a victim mentality doesn't just affect your mind, it affects your entire body. And there's a deep connection between how you care for your body and how you care for your spiritual life. Chapter 5. Physical health. Spiritual health. There's a truth most people ignore, and that ignorance is costly. The truth is this: your body is not separate from your soul. It's not a vessel you carry around while your mind and spirit live elsewhere. Your body is you, completely. And how you care for your body is a direct reflection of how you care for your spiritual life. Physical health and spiritual health are not separate things. They are two sides of the same coin. The Bible is clear on this. Do you not know that you are the temple of the Holy Spirit? Your body is a temple, a sacred place. And how are you treating it? Are you nourishing it with quality food or processed junk? Are you moving or are you sedentary? Are you sleeping well or are you sacrificing sleep for false productivity? Because each of these choices is a spiritual choice. Each one is an act of reverence or disrespect for your own body. Think of an athlete. He doesn't train just to have beautiful muscles. He trains because he understands that his body is an instrument. The better he takes care of the instrument, the better he can use it. The stronger he gets, the further he can go. The healthier he is, the more time he has to do what he loves. You should think about your body the same way, not as something you take for granted, as something that deserves care, attention, and respect. Healthy eating isn't just about looking good. Well, it is that too. But it's not only that, it's about giving your body the fuel it needs to function optimally. It's about mental health, because what you eat affects your neurotransmitters, your hormones, your ability to think clearly. It's about overall well-being, because when you eat well, you sleep better, you have more energy, you feel better emotionally. Let's be practical. If you want to improve your physical health, start here. Eliminate ultra-processed foods. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start replacing them. Instead of soda, drink water. Instead of processed cookies, eat a piece of fruit. Instead of fast food, cook at home. Small changes, consistent ones. Because healthy habits aren't built in a day. They're built through small, repeated decisions. Second, move your body. It doesn't have to be an expensive gym. It could be a 30-minute walk every day. It could be dancing while doing housework. It could be yoga in your room. It could be swimming. The important thing is to move, because your body was made to move. And when you move, something magical happens. Your mood improves. Your energy increases. Your mental clarity improves. Your self-confidence grows. Third, get enough sleep. This is just as important as eating well and exercising. Because during sleep, your body recovers. Your brain processes information. Your hormones balance. Your immunity strengthens. If you don't sleep well, nothing else works well. So establish a sleep routine. Turn off screens an hour before bed. Sleep in a dark, cool room. Get enough sleep. Most people need 7 to 9 hours. Now, here's the interesting thing. When you start taking care of your body, you start taking care of other areas of your life as well. Because you're developing discipline, you're developing personal responsibility, you're developing the mindset that you deserve care, and that mindset spills over into everything. Into your finances, your relationships, your work, your spiritual development. There's a concept called the halo effect. Basically, it means that when you improve one area of your life, other areas improve as well. When you start exercising, you start eating better. When you eat better, you sleep better. When you sleep better, you work better. When you work better, you earn more money. When you earn more money, you can invest in your health. It's a virtuous cycle. And it all starts with one decision, taking care of your body. But there's something deeper happening here. Because when you take care of your body, you're sending a message to your subconscious. You're saying, I deserve care, I am important, my life matters. And that message changes everything, because you start making other choices that reflect that value. You start saying no to things that don't serve you. You start investing in your self-development. You start seeking healthy relationships. You start working on your life's purpose. The Bible says, so whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. This includes taking care of your body, because taking care of your body is honoring the gift you have received. It's acknowledging that your life matters. It's saying that you deserve to live well. Now, there's something you need to understand about procrastination, because procrastination isn't just about putting off tasks. It's also about putting off taking care of yourself. It's about saying, I'll start exercising on Monday while remaining sedentary. It's about saying, I'll eat better tomorrow while continuing to eat junk food. It's about saying, I'll go to bed earlier while staying up late. And this procrastination is costly. It costs you your health. It costs you your energy. It costs you your life. So here's what I want you to do. Choose one thing, just one. It could be starting to walk 20 minutes a day. It could be eliminating soda. It could be going to bed an hour earlier. One thing, and do it for 30 days. It doesn't have to be perfect, just consistent. And after 30 days, you'll notice the difference. You'll feel better. You'll have more energy. You'll be happier. And then you'll be ready to add something else. Because here's the truth. Life transformation doesn't happen through drastic changes. It happens through small, consistent changes. It happens through healthy habits that you build day after day. It happens through self-care that you practice religiously. And when you start taking care of your body, you begin to notice something interesting. You start to have more mental clarity. You start making better decisions. You start seeing things with more perspective, because your body and your mind are connected. When your body is healthy, your mind works better. When your mind works better, you make better decisions. When you make better decisions, your life improves. Holistic health isn't just about exercise and diet. It's about recognizing that you are an integrated being, that your body, your mind, your emotions, and your spirit are all connected. And when you take care of one, you take care of them all. When you neglect one, you neglect them all. So start today, not tomorrow. Today, make one small choice that improves your physical health, and then make another, and then another. Because every choice is a step toward a better life. Every choice is an act of self-love. Every choice is an investment in your future. But there's something you need to understand about time. Because when you start taking care of yourself, you begin to realize that time is your most precious resource. And there's something you're doing every day that's stealing your time, your energy, your productivity. Chapter 6, Combating Procrastination. There's a silent enemy living inside you. It doesn't make a sound. It's not aggressive. It's seductive. It whispers pretty things. You deserve to rest. You can do it later. There's still time. You can start tomorrow. And you believe it. You believe it because it's easy to believe, because the truth is difficult. The truth is that procrastination is self-sabotage. It's you sabotaging your own dreams. Procrastination is not laziness. That's a common misconception. Laziness is not wanting to do something. Procrastination is wanting to do something, but postponing it. It's knowing you should do it, but choosing not to do it now. It's a choice, and like every choice, it has consequences. Think of a dream you have. It could be writing a book, starting a business, learning a new skill, or improving your relationship. Now think about how many times you've said, "I'm going to do this." How many times have you planned it? How many times have you motivated yourself? And how many times have you actually done it? If the answer is few or none, welcome to the Procrastination Club. The Bible has an interesting parable about this. It's the parable of the talents. A man gives talents to his servants and goes on a journey. One servant receives 5 talents, another receives 2, and another receives 1. The first 2 invest their talents and multiply them. The third buries his talent in the ground. When the man returns, he praises the first 2 and punishes the third. Why? Because the third did nothing. He had the talent, he had the opportunity, but he didn't act. This is the story of many people. They have talents, they have opportunities, but they don't act. They postpone, they procrastinate, and in the end, their talents rot, their dreams die, their lives pass by. Now, let's understand why you procrastinate. Because understanding the root of the problem is the first step to solving it. There are several reasons. First, fear. Fear of failure. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of being judged. Fear of the unknown. And when you're afraid, it's easy to procrastinate. Because while you procrastinate, you don't fail. While you procrastinate, you're not judged. While you procrastinate, you're safe. But that safety is an illusion, because the price you pay is your life. Second, lack of clarity. You don't know exactly what to do. You don't have a plan. You don't know where to start. And when you don't know, it's easy to do nothing, because doing nothing is easier than doing something wrong. Third, lack of daily motivation. You don't feel motivated. You're waiting for inspiration. You're waiting to feel ready. But here's the truth. You'll never feel ready. You'll never be 100% motivated. You need to take action even when you don't feel motivated, because action creates motivation, not the other way around. Fourth, perfectionism. You want everything to be perfect. You want the result to be flawless. And because you know you can't achieve perfection, you don't start. Because starting means admitting that you're going to do something imperfect. And that's intolerable for you. Now, let's talk about how to combat procrastination. Because combating it is exactly what you need to do. It's not an easy fight, but it's a fight you can win. First, break the task down into small parts. If you want to write a book, don't think about writing an entire book. Think about writing a chapter. Don't think about a chapter. Think about a section. Don't think about a section. Think about a paragraph. When you break the task down into small parts, it becomes less daunting. It becomes more manageable. It becomes achievable. Second, start now, not tomorrow, not Monday, now, even if it's just 5 minutes, even if it's just writing a sentence. Because when you start, you break the inertia. You create momentum. And that momentum is powerful, because once you start, it's easier to continue. Third, establish a system of accountability. Tell someone about your goal. Ask that person to hold you accountable, or use an app that tracks your progress. Because when you know someone is watching, it's harder to procrastinate, because you don't want to disappoint that person. You don't want to look like a failure. Fourth, eliminate distractions. If you want to write, turn off your cell phone, close your browser tabs, get off the internet, because procrastination loves company. It loves distractions. It loves anything that takes you away from the important task. Fifth, use the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes without stopping. Then rest for 5 minutes. Then work for another 25 minutes. Then rest for 15 minutes. Repeat. Because when you know you only need to work for 25 minutes, it's easier to start, because you know the break is coming. Sixth, reward yourself. When you complete a task, celebrate. It doesn't have to be something big. It could be a coffee you like, an episode of a series you out, or a walk. Because when you associate action with reward, your brain starts to crave the action, because your brain loves rewards. Now, there's something important you need to understand about saying no. Because procrastination isn't just about putting off what you should be doing. It's also about doing things you shouldn't be doing. It's about saying yes to things that don't serve you. It's about spending your time on things that don't matter. So here's the crucial skill: learning to say no. Saying no to invitations that don't interest you. Saying no to people who drain your energy. Saying no to opportunities that don't align with your goals. Saying no to distractions that steal your time. Because your time is finite. You don't know how many days you have. You don't know how many hours. So every hour you spend on something that doesn't matter is an hour you can't spend on something that does matter. It's an hour stolen from your future. The Bible says, "Therefore be careful how you walk, not as unwise but as wise, making the most of the time, because the days are evil." Redeeming the time means using your time wisely. It means not wasting it. It means being intentional. When you start fighting procrastination, you begin to notice something interesting. You start having more time. Not because time changes, but because you're using it better. You're focusing on what matters. You're eliminating what doesn't matter. You're being intentional. And when you start being intentional with your time, you start being intentional with other things too. With your money, with your choices, with your life. Because you understand that everything is limited. Your time is limited. Your money is limited. Your energy is limited. And you need to be wise about how you use those resources. Time management isn't about doing more things. It's about doing the right things. It's about focus and productivity. It's about quality, not quantity. It's about personal fulfillment, not just activity. So start today. Choose one thing you've been putting off. That thing you know you should do. That thing you dream of doing. And start, not tomorrow, today, even if it's just 5 minutes. Because those 5 minutes can change everything. But there's something you need to understand about money. Because procrastination doesn't just affect your time, it affects your finances too. And there are self-sabotaging behaviors related to money that are destroying your financial life. Chapter 7, Financial Intelligence. There's an illusion that most people live with. It's the illusion that money is just numbers in a bank account, that it's merely a medium of exchange, that it doesn't matter much how you use it, as long as you have enough. But this illusion is costly, literally, because how you manage your money is a direct reflection of how you manage your life. Financial intelligence isn't just about earning more money. It's about understanding money. It's about respecting money. It's about using money as a tool to build the life you want. The Bible talks a lot about money, and it's not to condemn money, it's to teach wisdom about money. There's a passage that says, "The love of money is the root of all evil." Note that it's not money itself, it's the love of money. It's when you put money above everything else, above your health, above your relationships, above your inner peace. When you do that, you sabotage yourself. But there's another side to the coin. There are people who are afraid of money, who believe that money is dirty, who believe that rich people are bad, who believe that they don't deserve to have money, and these beliefs keep them poor. Because you can't have what you believe you don't deserve. So let's talk about financial intelligence, because it's essential for your life transformation, because you can't have complete well-being if you're constantly stressed about money. You can't have inner peace if you're living paycheck to paycheck. You can't have genuine happiness if you're trapped in debt. First, let's talk about installment plans, because unnecessary installment plans are one of the biggest financial saboteurs. You see something you want, you don't have the money, but you can pay in installments, so you do, and you feel good in the moment. But then the bill comes, and then another, and then another. And suddenly you're paying for things you bought months ago, things you might not even use anymore, things you didn't need. Here's the truth. Installment payments are an illusion. It's you paying more for something you can't afford. It's you stealing from your future to satisfy your present, and that's pure self-sabotage. So here's the rule. If you can't pay cash, you can't afford it. Period. It doesn't matter if it's a new cell phone, clothes, a car. If you don't have the money now, you don't buy it now. You wait, you save, you work to earn the money. And when you have it, you buy it. Without debt, without interest, without stealing from your future. Now, let's talk about saving. Because saving is one of the most important habits you can develop. It's not about being greedy. It's about security. It's about peace of mind. It's about knowing you have a financial cushion in case something goes wrong. Most people don't save. They earn money and spend it all. Sometimes they spend more than they earn. And when an emergency happens, and it always does, they have nothing. They need to borrow. They go into debt. They panic. But when you save, something changes. You feel safer. You sleep better. You make better decisions because you're not desperate, because you have options. So here's what you need to do. Set a savings goal. It could be 10% of your salary. It could be 5%. It could be just $100 a month. The important thing is to start. And when you receive your salary, the first thing you do is transfer that money to a savings account. It's not what's left over. It's what you set aside first. Because if you wait for something to be left over, it will never be. Second, track your spending. You need to know where your money is going, because you can't control what you don't measure. So for a week, write down everything you spend, every coffee, every meal, every purchase, and then analyze it. Where is the money going? Are there unnecessary expenses? Are there things you can cut back on? Third, create a budget. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be simple. How much do you earn? How much do you spend on housing? How much on food? How much on transportation? How much on entertainment? When you see everything written down, you understand it better. You can make adjustments. You can prioritize. Fourth, invest in financial education. Read books about finance. There are great books like The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Each of these will change your perspective on money. It will teach you to think differently. It will give you the tools to build wealth. Fifth, think long-term, because most people only think short-term. They want immediate gratification. They want pleasure now. But when you think long-term, you make different choices. You invest in your education. You save for the future. You build wealth slowly but consistently. Now, there's something important about mindful consumption, because mindful consumption isn't just about what you eat. It's also about what you buy. It's about questioning every purchase. It's about asking, do I really need this, or do I just want it? Will this improve my life, or will it just give me momentary pleasure? Am I buying this because I need it, or am I buying it because I'm sad, anxious, bored? Because many people use shopping as therapy. They feel bad, so they buy something. They feel lonely, so they buy something. They feel inadequate, so they buy something. And that's self-sabotage. Because the pleasure lasts minutes, but the debt lasts months or years. So here's the rule. Before buying something, wait 24 hours. Sleep on it one night. The next day, ask yourself if you still want it. Most of the time, you won't want it anymore, because the impulse has passed, because you realized it was just a momentary desire. The Bible says, whoever loves money never has enough. That's true, because when you love money, you're never satisfied. You always want more. You're always chasing it. You never rest. But when you respect money, when you see it as a tool, when you use it wisely, something changes. You feel more secure. You sleep better. You have inner peace. Financial planning isn't just about numbers. It's about freedom. It's about knowing you can make choices. It's about knowing you're not trapped. It's about knowing you have options. And when you have options, you have power. When you have power, you can create the life you want. So start today. Choose one thing. It could be stopping installment payments. It could be starting to save. It could be tracking your expenses. One thing, and do it for 30 days. And after 30 days, you'll notice the difference. You'll feel more in control. You'll feel more secure. You'll be on the path to financial intelligence. But there's something you need to understand about pleasure. Because there's a difference between pleasure and happiness, and that difference is crucial to your personal fulfillment. Chapter 8. Pleasure, happiness. There's a fundamental misconception that most people have. They believe that pleasure is happiness, that if they get more pleasure, they will be happier, so they pursue pleasure. They seek sensations. They want more, and in the end, they find themselves empty. Because pleasure and happiness are not the same thing. In fact, they are almost opposites. Pleasure is fleeting. It's a feeling that comes and goes. It's eating a sweet and feeling good for a few minutes. It's watching a funny video and laughing for a few seconds. It's buying something new and feeling good for a few hours. But then what? Then the pleasure disappears, and you're back where you started, empty, searching for the next pleasure. Happiness is different. Happiness is lasting. It's a profound feeling of satisfaction. It's knowing your life has purpose. It's knowing you're growing. It's knowing you're contributing. It's knowing you're living according to your values. Happiness doesn't come from momentary sensations. It comes from building, from work, from discipline. The Bible speaks of this. Blessed is the man who finds wisdom and the man who gains understanding. Blessed, happy. But notice that it is not the man who has more pleasures. It is the man who has wisdom. It is the man who grows. It is the man who learns. Think of a drug addict. He seeks pleasure. He gets pleasure. But is he happy? No, he is miserable. Because the pleasure he seeks destroys him. Because he is building a life of emptiness, not meaning. Now think about someone who is building a business. In the first few months, it's difficult. There's no pleasure. There's only hard work. There's only sacrifice. But there's something more. There's purpose. There's growth. There's hope. And when the business finally takes off, when it starts making money, when it sees the fruits of its labor, it feels something much deeper than pleasure. It feels genuine happiness. It feels personal fulfillment. That's the difference. Pleasure is easy. Happiness is difficult. Pleasure is passive. Happiness is active. Pleasure is consuming. Happiness is building. Now, let's be clear. I'm not saying you shouldn't have pleasure. You should, but pleasure shouldn't be your goal. Pleasure should be a bonus. It should be something that comes as a result of a life well lived, not the goal itself. There's a concept called hedonism. It's the pursuit of pleasure as the ultimate goal. And there's an opposite concept called eudaimonia. It's the pursuit of personal fulfillment, purpose, and a well-lived life. And research shows that people who pursue eudaimonia are much happier than people who pursue hedonism, because eudaimonia is sustainable. Hedonism is not. Let's be practical. If you want lasting happiness, you need to invest in things that last. You need to invest in your spiritual development. You need to invest in meaningful relationships. You need to invest in work that has purpose. You need to invest in learning. You need to invest in personal growth. These things don't bring immediate pleasure. In fact, they are often difficult. Learning is difficult. Building relationships is difficult. Working towards your purpose is difficult. But the result is lasting happiness. It's inner peace. It's deep satisfaction. Now, there's something important about digital addictions, because digital addictions are the modern way of seeking momentary pleasure. You open your phone, you scroll, you see something interesting, you feel a little pleasure, you keep scrolling, more pleasure, more. And suddenly you've spent 2 hours on your phone, 2 hours you can't get back, 2 hours you could have invested in something that matters. And here's the worst part. You don't feel better. You feel worse. You feel empty. You feel guilty. Because you know you wasted time. You know you could have done something better. So here's what you need to do. Set limits with technology. Don't use your phone in the first hour after you wake up. Don't use your phone in the last hour before you go to sleep. Don't use your phone during meals. Don't use your phone while you're with people. Because when you're present, when you're focused, when you're engaged, you're building happiness. When you're scrolling, you're just consuming momentary pleasure. Digital detox isn't just about stopping using technology. It's about using technology purposefully. It's about using technology to learn, to connect, to create, not to consume mindlessly. Now, there's something important to understand about the difference between healthy pleasures and destructive pleasures, because not all pleasure is bad. Eating a delicious meal is pleasure, but it's healthy pleasure if you're eating well most of the time. Watching a movie is pleasure, but it's healthy pleasure if you're not neglecting other areas of your life. The key is emotional balance. It's knowing when to enjoy life and when to be disciplined. It's knowing when to relax and when to work. It's knowing when to consume and when to create. The Bible speaks of temperance, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Self-control. That's the key. It's not about denying pleasure. It's about controlling pleasure. It's about using pleasure to your advantage, not letting pleasure use you. When you begin to distinguish between pleasure and happiness, something changes. You start making different choices. You start investing in things that matter. You start building a meaningful life. You start experiencing genuine happiness. And here's the paradox. When you stop seeking pleasure and start seeking happiness, you end up having more pleasure. Because when you're building something meaningful, when you're growing, when you're living with purpose, there are moments of great joy. There are moments of great satisfaction. There are moments of great pleasure. But these pleasures are different. They are profound. They are lasting. They are real. So start today. Choose something you're doing just for momentary pleasure. It could be scrolling through social media, watching series all day, or eating junk food. And cut back. Don't eliminate it completely. Just reduce it and use the time you free up to invest in something that matters, in something that will build lasting happiness, because your life is too short to waste on fleeting pleasures. Your life is too valuable to spend on things that don't matter. Your life deserves to be lived with purpose. Your life deserves to be lived with meaning. But there's something you need to understand about focus. Because when you start investing in things that matter, you need focus, you need concentration, you need the ability to do one thing at a time, and there's something that's destroying your ability to focus. Chapter 9. One Way. Focus. There's a modern illusion that's as powerful as it is dangerous. It's the illusion that you can multitask and be productive. That you can work while answering messages, while watching videos, while listening to music, that you can multitask and be efficient, but this illusion is destroying your life. Because multitasking doesn't exist. What exists is divided attention, and divided attention is the enemy of productivity. When you try to do multiple things at once, your brain isn't doing multiple things. Your brain is switching between things rapidly, but still switching. And each time you switch, there's a cost. There's a cognitive cost. There's a loss of focus. There's a reduction in efficiency. Researchers call this the switching cost, and that cost is real. It's measurable. It's devastating. Think of a computer. If you open 50 tabs in your browser, the computer slows down because the processor is trying to manage 50 things at the same time. Your brain is the same thing. If you're trying to do 50 things at once, your brain slows down, your efficiency drops, your quality drops. The Bible speaks about this in a surprisingly modern way. No one who puts a hand to the plow and looks back is fit for service in the kingdom of God. This isn't just about religion, it's about focus. It's about not looking back. It's about not getting distracted. It's about keeping your eyes on the task at hand. Now, let's understand why you're trying to multitask. Because there are reasons. First, you believe you're more efficient. You believe you can do more if you multitask. But that's false. You accomplish fewer things. You do worse things. You feel more stressed. Second, you're afraid of missing out. You're afraid that if you don't reply to the message immediately, you'll miss the opportunity. You're afraid that if you don't watch the video now, you'll miss the moment. You're afraid that if you don't do everything, you'll fall behind. But here's the truth. You won't miss anything important. And even if you do, the cost of trying to do everything is greater than the benefit of doing everything. Third, you're avoiding it. You're trying to do several things because there's one thing you really should be doing, but you don't want to do it. So you distract yourself. You keep yourself busy. You do everything except what matters. Now, let's talk about one-sided focus. Because one-sided focus is the key to real productivity. It's the key to holistic well-being. It's the key to personal fulfillment. Unidirectional focus means doing one thing at a time, completely, totally, without distractions, without divided attention, just you and the task. And when you do that, something magical happens. You enter a state called flow. It's a state where you are completely absorbed in the task, where time flies by, where you produce your best work, where you feel most alive. Researchers have found that people in a state of flow are much more productive, much more creative, much happier, because when you're in flow, you're not thinking about other things. You're not anxious. You're not worried. You're just present. You're just doing. So here's what you need to do. Establish focused time blocks. Choose an important task. Choose a time period. It could be an hour. It could be 2 hours. And during that time, you do only that task. Nothing else. Your phone is off. Your browser tabs are closed. Your notifications are silenced. It's just you and the task. And when the time is up, you rest. You take a break. You do something completely different. You move, you drink water, you breathe, and then you go back to another task or to the same task. This is called time blocking. And it's one of the most powerful techniques for increasing productivity. Because when you block time, you're saying that this task is important. You're saying that you're going to give it your full attention. You're saying that nothing else matters at that moment. Now, there's something important about personal organization, because one-sided focus is easier when you're organized, when you know exactly what you need to do, when you have a plan, when you have clarity. So here's what you need to do. At the end of each day, write down the 3 most important things you need to do tomorrow. Just 3, not 10, not 20, 3. And tomorrow, you focus on those 3 things. You don't do anything else until those 3 things are done, because those 3 things are what matters. Everything else is noise. Second, Eliminate unnecessary decisions. Steve Jobs wore the same clothes every day. Why? Because he didn't want to spend mental energy deciding what to wear. He wanted to spend that energy on things that mattered. So you should do the same. Create routines. Create systems. Eliminate unnecessary decisions. Because every decision costs mental energy, and your mental energy is limited. Third, protect your focus time. Tell people you're unavailable during certain hours. Close the door. Put up a sign. Do whatever it takes, because your focus time is sacred. It's when you do your best work. It's when you grow. It's when you achieve your goals. The Bible speaks about this. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. There is a time to work. There is a time to rest. There is a time for relationships. There is a time for growth. But you need to be intentional. You need to block out time. You need to focus. When you start practicing one-pointed focus, you'll notice something. You'll accomplish more in less time. You'll produce higher quality work. You'll feel less stressed. You'll have more energy, because you're not wasting energy switching between tasks. You're investing all your energy in one thing at a time. And here's the paradox. When you focus on one thing, you end up doing more, because you're more efficient, because you produce better quality, because you're not wasting time. So start today. Choose an important task, block out an hour, turn everything off, and focus. Just focus and see what happens. See how you feel. See how much you can accomplish. Because 1 hour of real focus is better than 8 hours of multitasking. But there's something you need to understand about responsibility. Because one-sided focus is useless if you're not taking responsibility for your choices. If you're not taking responsibility for your mistakes, if you're not taking responsibility for your life. Chapter 10. Responsibility without excuses. There comes a moment in everyone's life when they need to look in the mirror and tell the truth. Not the truth they wish were true, not the truth they tell others, but the real truth, the naked truth. And that truth is this: you are responsible. You are responsible for your choices. You are responsible for your mistakes. You are responsible for your life. There are no excuses. There are no external justifications. There are no guilty parties. Only you. This is the most liberating and most terrifying truth at the same time, because when you accept total responsibility, you also accept total power. Because if you created the situation you're in, you can also create a different one. If you made bad choices, you can also make better ones. If you made mistakes, you can also learn from them. The Bible speaks about this. Each one will give an account of himself to God. You won't be accountable for your parents. You won't be accountable for your circumstances. You won't be accountable for your luck. You will be accountable for yourself, for your choices, for your actions, for your life. Now let's be clear about something important. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you created all your problems. Maybe you were born into a dysfunctional family. Maybe you suffered injustices. Maybe you were unlucky. All of that could be true. But here's the point. You are not responsible for what happened to you. You are responsible for what you do with it. There is a crucial difference between guilt and responsibility. Guilt is about the past. It's about what was done to you. It's about circumstances beyond your control. Responsibility is about the present and the future. It's about what you will do now. It's about the choices you will make going forward. And here's the interesting thing. When you stop looking for someone to blame and start taking responsibility, your life changes, because you stop being a victim and start being an agent of change. Because you stop waiting for someone else to solve your problems and start solving them yourself. Let's be practical. If you're earning little money, you can blame your boss, your employer, the economy, luck. Or you can take responsibility. You can say, I don't have the skills the market values, so I'm going to learn. I'm going to develop myself. I'm going to become more valuable. And when you do that, your life changes. If you're in a bad relationship, you can blame the other person, or you can take responsibility. You can say, I chose this person, I chose to stay, I chose to accept this behavior. So now I'm going to choose differently. I'm going to leave. I'm going to look for someone better. I'm going to set boundaries. And when you do that, your life changes. If you are overweight, you can blame your genetics, your metabolism, your family. Or you can take responsibility. You can say, I choose what I eat. I choose whether I exercise. I choose my lifestyle. So I'm going to make better choices. And when you do that, your life changes. Now, there's something important about admitting mistakes. Because responsibility without excuses means admitting when you're wrong. It means saying, I was wrong, without justifications. It means saying, it was my fault, without explanations. Most people can't do that. They always have an explanation. They always have an excuse. I was stressed. I was tired. I didn't know any better. He started it. She provoked me. There's always something. There's always someone to blame. But when you stop doing that, when you simply say, I was wrong, something changes. You feel better because you're no longer carrying the energy of justifying yourself, because you're no longer trapped in denial, because you're being honest. And honesty is liberating. Here's what you need to do. Choose a mistake you made. It can be recent or old, and take full responsibility. Don't say, I was wrong, but just say, I was wrong. If you hurt someone, apologize. Don't say sorry if you felt offended. Just say, sorry, I was wrong, and then learn from the mistake. Do something different next time. When you do this, you grow because you are learning, because you are evolving, because you are becoming a better person. And the people around you notice, because responsibility is attractive, because maturity is attractive, because integrity is attractive. Now, there's something important about the future. Because when you take responsibility for the past, you also take responsibility for the future. You stop saying, I hope things get better. You start saying, I'm going to make things better. This is growth mindset in action. This is real self-development. This is genuine life transformation, because you're not waiting, you're acting. You're not waiting for someone to change. You're changing yourself. The Bible says, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. This isn't just about religion. It's about renewal. It's about leaving the past behind. It's about creating a new future. But you need to do it. Nobody will do it for you. So here's what you need to understand. You are responsible for your life. You are responsible for your personal success. You are responsible for your genuine happiness. You are responsible for your personal fulfillment, not your boss, not your family, not your circumstances. And yes, that's scary, because it means you can't blame anyone. It means you can't make excuses. It means you need to take action. It means you need to grow. It means you need to evolve. But it's also liberating, because it means you have power, because it means you can change, because it means your future isn't predetermined. Your future is in your hands. When you accept this, when you truly internalize it, your life changes, because you stop being a victim of circumstances and start being a creator of circumstances, because you stop reacting to life and start acting upon life, because you stop living the life you were given and start living the life you choose. And here's the most important thing. When you take responsibility, you also develop compassion, because you understand that other people are also doing the best they can, that other people are also struggling, that other people are also trying, and you stop judging them and start understanding them. So start today. Choose an area of your life where you've been making excuses, where you've been blaming others, where you've been justifying, and take full responsibility. Say, "This is my responsibility. I'm going to change this. I'm going to do things differently," and then do it. Act, change, because your life is waiting. Your best version is waiting. Your personal fulfillment is waiting. But no one will do it for you. Only you can do it. Only you can change. Only you can grow. And when you do that, when you truly take responsibility without excuses, you become free. You become powerful. You become capable of creating the life you've always wanted. You become the person you've always wanted to be. You've made it this far. You've seen the 10 self-sabotaging behaviors. You understand how they work. You know exactly what's destroying your life. But now comes the most important part. Now comes the action. Because knowledge without action is just information. It's just words. It's just entertainment. And you didn't come here to be entertained. You came here to change. You came here to grow. You came here to transform. So here's what I want you to do. Choose one of the 10 behaviors you identified in yourself. Just one. The one that harms you the most. The one that sabotages you the most. And starting tomorrow, you will do things differently. You will stop. You will change. You will take action. Because a small, consistent change is more powerful than a big change you can't maintain. A small, repeated action changes everything. But before you leave, I have a few questions for you. Which of these 10 behaviors did you recognize most in yourself? Which one harms you the most? Which one sabotages you the most? Leave it in the comments, because when you name it, you take power over it. Do you really want to change, or are you going to keep doing the same thing because the choice is yours? Nobody can do it for you. Only you can decide that you want a different life. How much time will you waste before you start? How many days? How many weeks? How many months? Because every day you put off is a day you're not living the life you deserve. Are you ready to become the best version of yourself? Because that's what will happen when you stop sabotaging yourself, when you stop making excuses, when you take responsibility. You will become someone you've never been. You will live a life you never imagined. Now, I need you here with me. Because this knowledge you received today isn't meant to be kept to yourself. It's meant to be applied. It's meant to be lived. It's meant to transform your reality. And in order for you to continue receiving life-changing knowledge, I need you to do 2 things. First, subscribe to the channel, because here you'll receive content that few places offer. You'll learn about spiritual development, life transformation, and personal growth. You'll receive tools that will set you free, so subscribe. Become part of this community of people who are willing to change. Second, turn on notifications, because when you turn on notifications, you won't miss any videos. You'll receive each lesson at the right time. You'll always be one step ahead. You'll always be growing. So turn on notifications now, because here on this channel, you will learn things that will change your life. You will receive knowledge that most people never receive. You will have access to truths that few know, and all of this is for you, for your transformation, for your liberation. So don't leave without subscribing. Don't leave without turning on notifications, because your future depends on it. Your life depends on it. Your personal fulfillment depends on it. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. There are thousands of people here on this channel who are on the same path as you, who are fighting against the same self-sabotaging behaviors, who are seeking the same transformation, who want the same liberation. So come with us. Let's grow together. Let's transform together. Let's live the life we deserve together, because your life matters. Your potential matters. Your future matters. And you deserve to live well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making it to the end. Thank you for being willing to change. Now go and change your life.